So what you're seeing here is a big game of who's the bigger goat. Basically, they hump each other and then turn around and fight. So that's pretty much the game. And all of the goats do it that have balls. So all our goats do it pretty much, except for two. Come on, goats! Yeah. So we got an interesting question today. Someone said they're getting 4 goats. We got 4 goats right here. So, there goes the 5th one. Just get down for y'all and show y'all the goats on the me level. This is the most dangerous goat we have. So, I'm going to give you just a few things on my opinion about having goats. The first thing I think would be, they said, what do we feed them? So, oh my gosh, look at this. Look at this guy. Look at this. This is not cute or cuddly like you think. Look at this. He's chewing my pants. This guy's demanding attention so he can hump me. And I got a baby goat right there too. He was born here. This is Farm Crest. This is an all stock. And it's said to be for sheep. So anything for sheep is good for goats. Remember that. But it's winter time almost, so we got some hay as well. Now, these are all our unaltered or unneutered goats, you could say. And they're big boys. Here's the all stock. And so that pellet is actually, like I said, produced by, I think it's like Crest View or something like that. But I think it was made by something Crest or something like that. But these guys all are eating between hay, the all stock pellet, and then not much here because this is the front yard. They pretty much cleared it. But we'll walk over here and I'll show you. Now those pellets, like I was saying, all stock is pretty much made by any feed store. Not made by the feed store, sold by any feed store in the country. Now, you know, if you know, there's ghetto feed stores and they probably make their own all stock. They'll mix it with sweet corn and all type of stuff that goats shouldn't eat. So you have to read what's in the ingredients. Or just look it up. What's a good all-stock brand? Tractor Supplies is pretty good. And then like I just showed you another brand that was good. But here's what our goats eat, man. For the most part, we don't spend any money on feed for goats. They eat all of this, along with these guys, for a different video. But it goes for a while, man. So all of this is what they eat. Literally, you just see people eat or animals eating all day when you come out here. So between that and hay, that's what we feed them. I can't stop them from eating. You can see they got some pretty chunky bellies. He said, how much do I feed them? The all stock, I just give them a few cups a day of it. Whenever I'm calling them up, whenever I want them to come back from all the way in the back of the fields, I give them some of that. And they literally eat all day. This is all they do. They pretty much have to be able to graze, in my opinion. That's just my opinion now. People do keep goats on only feed and hay, and they're not grazing, and they do it successfully. But I feel like if they're grazing animals, they should have the opportunity to graze as much as they want. Now, our goats came from separate places, and we run a rescue, so we actually didn't pay for any of our goats besides Winston. And so when we get an animal, we intend on this, they'll never have to go back in a car or a trailer or wherever it is they came from, you know. We intend on this being their forever home. And so same thing with these goats. People drop them off and they can have the security. Like they come out, see the pasture, see the property, see the shelters. And like, this is a nice ass place for my animal to be forever. And these cool people are taking care of them forever. And so the goats will be here forever. And that didn't really answer the question, but our goats were pretty much all rescued. They all needed homes, couldn't be cared for anymore. Not my dreads. Ouch. They all couldn't be cared for anymore, and so they ended up here. The goats can range. You can find goats at, like, if you're in the country, your local farmers market, Facebook pages in your county. And people will always be selling goats pretty much. Even Google, look up goats for sale, and then whatever town you're in. If that doesn't work, then whatever county you're in, and it'll definitely come up. So This is Mr. Brown here. He's a cool guy. He came with his brother, Uwe. They look exactly alike, just different colors. And so, yeah, if you're looking for goats, man, they're very easily readily available. People eat goats, so there's always somebody breeding them. Always somebody selling babies, always somebody selling adults. I would say goats are herd animals. They are. I wouldn't say it. They are herd animals, and I'm going to tell you that. So they need to be with other goats. They need to be in a herd. They need to be kept together. That's how they thrive, man. So you guys love being together. And I would recommend probably at least 2 goats. And then if you have a herd, it can't be 3 males and 1 female. You have to have more females than males because those males, unless you get the balls cut off, you know, you can castrate the males. Obviously, that would be the best option in my opinion. Saves you a lot of stress from them humping you, humping other animals, all type of crazy shit. So, I mean, excuse me. So, yeah, castrate. If you can castrate your goat, man, if you can. Because they are very horny and their mating season comes like that. It was literally goat mating season last year, and now look again, and they back at it. So I would definitely say if you're getting goats, the female to male ratio should be higher females than males, for sure. Now, I might have gave like some bad, don't get goats type of answers, but in reality, they are very cool. As you can see, most of these guys besides these 2 don't have horns, and he has like some little they call it polled cut horns, but this guy is very dangerous and aggressive. I will say goats with horns have much more of an attitude typically. This guy is a real dickhead. I mean, he's a real asshole, man. He's a jerk to the emu, the donkey, the other goats. Like, the dogs, he'll ram them. And the other goats aren't as likely to ram or attack with their horns because they don't have any. And so it's all like a symptom. He gets his way because he can beat anybody up. And this is Goaty. He was born on the farm. That was a cool experience as well. So, I mean, helping a mama goat give birth will also be something you probably want to do. But I definitely would recommend, you're going to have a lot of babies popping out, but 1 male to 3 females, that's a better ratio because, man, all of those males around mating season, unless you have a place to put her up, will be jumping on her and humping her. And, man, we had to put our female goat up away from the males because it would really get crazy. Back over here to Sheldon and Lil Bro. Another thing you gotta consider when getting goats is how much space do you have? Because yeah, goats are cool, but if you only have a backyard, I don't think goats are for you. All of these goats came from backyards, which they were the area was too small, and they just get too rambunctious. They're literally like, people would think goats are like dogs, and they're not. They always want to graze. They always want to chew stuff that they're not supposed to be chewing. They always want to eat. It's crazy. So if you don't have space, your feed bill is going to be up as well because, like I said, we have all of this for them to eat. I buy like all stock every now and then for the goats, like maybe 2-3 times a month, compared to people buying actual goat feed that they have to buy because all stock isn't a staple diet. Like I said, I don't feed it much, so it's just a treat. Their staple diet is grazing, which is how it should be. So for them to be out and just eating how they're supposed to be, that's the best for them, man. And when you got to supplement with food, supplement with all stock or goat, sheep specific feed to be exact, it can get a little expensive, especially the more goats you have. And if your backyard is like the size of this area I'm in now, definitely don't think you should get goats because, like, let's be real. This isn't a lot of space. And yeah, they're cool pets to have or cool livestock to have, but they do need to be kept right at the end of the day. So the more space, the better for them to roam, for them to graze. And then the last thing I'll talk to y'all about. Oh, the ducks are so loud. But it's early morning And I've said it already in the video. I've typed it, I think so. One of the last things you gotta think about with goats, especially if you don't have land, you know, that land go back far. The poop, man, they poop literally every minute, maybe every 5 minutes, they're dropping poop. And so if you don't have grass for it to spread out and manure the grass and make the grass grow stronger, that poop is gonna pile up. As you see in here, not much poop. We do a pretty good job cleaning it, but there's some. And so those are the little goat pellets or pebbles, whatever you wanna call them. And they eat like crazy. I told you they're constantly grazing, so that means they're constantly pooping. Another reason they're not good for in the house, literally, they just walk and poop, literally. So they're gonna poop your house up. And then the final thing is worming. You gotta deworm your goats, man. A lot of people don't know this. We didn't know this when we first had goats. But through experience, you learn. So look at all these goats right here. We had one more male and one more female. We lost her to a dog, and then the male we lost to worms. And Winston there was super weak, man. He couldn't even walk. And the other goat we had couldn't eat or drink. So Winston was still eating and drinking, but he wasn't walking. And so this was like, man, probably 11 months ago before we were deworming our goats. So what we do is 1 cc per 25 pounds for the goats. So, hey, the goats 100 pounds, we give them 4 cc's. And I try to give them just a little extra because they're so big and they're always out here in this field eating so much. Never know what type of worm or parasite they might eat, especially going behind each other, the poop. And so, yeah, deworming your goats is very important. We use Cydectin, not the drench. We use the one that you put in the goat's mouth. I've shown it before, and I'm probably showing it right now, how we deworm our goats. You grab them, and you put the syringe in their mouth, and you give them the dewormer. Every 2 to 3 months we do that. Come on, Milo, come on. Every 2 to 3 months we do that, and yeah, we've had no problems with worms. Look at this. Goats are definitely great animals to have. Useful wise, man, they eat your grass up. They will keep your grass low, and they're pretty smart. I mean, they come when they're called. I've trained them to not only be bucket trained, but to come when I say, come on, goats. Look at that. They all turned up and look at that. So pretty smart animals, and you see this grass is low, obviously because of those big lawnmowers over there too, but these goats would definitely, we got 5.5 acres, so a lawnmower would be expensive to maintain, put gas in, or electrically charge. The upfront cost of a lawnmower would be ridiculous as well, a minimum of $3,000, $4,000 for one that can cover a 5.5 acre property. And so these goats, they have really helped significantly. That's another upside to having goats, I can say that for sure. So deworm your goats. They poop a lot, and they have horns so they can be rambunctious. But like us, if you don't want to breed goats, you can have an all-male herd, and they would be great together. They'll fight each other back. The females are a little more like, they'll fight too, but not as much. So obviously a male is dominant in the animal world. Typically, that's how it is with goats. They're bigger than the female, so they dominate them. I would definitely recommend getting all males, or if like all females, you know, because everybody doesn't want to breed, and there's always animals that need homes. But yeah, man, all male goat herds are pretty cool, because we got an all male goat herd full of different colors. Worm your goats, they poop a lot, and they're pretty easily accessible if you do want to buy them. You can literally go to a farmer's market Facebook group, all that good stuff, man. So hopefully this helped y'all out if you're interested in getting goats of any kind. And if you got any questions, just leave a comment down below on one of the videos, and I'll try to make a video about it. Much love. Appreciate y'all. Have a good day.